I, in fact, feel very strongly that Islam is the one religion of the world that has given women more rights than any other faith has today. What has been considered oppressive to women is the cultures where they have been oppressed by, not the faith itself.
Islam is not oppressive to women. If anything, there are some Muslims that may be oppressing women, but the religion, however, is not oppressive to women at all. If anything, it empowers women. It holds women in the highest regard. For example, in terms of motherhood, mothers are highly revered in the religion.
You feel free. You do whatever you want to do. You know, there are a lot of people, they have different perspective of a Muslim woman.
The notion that Islam is repressive to women really misses the point. Islam is not at all repressive to women. What is repressive to women is some of the regimes that abuse Islam for their own ends and their own purposes.
That could be seen as part of Islam. And there is actually a wrong misconception, not only with Islam. People think a religion is what people do or practice, but a religion is what it teaches. You look at the scriptures, you look at the sources. The Quran honors women.
Women have always had voting rights. A woman can file for a divorce. A woman has had the right to earn her living. A woman has had the right to educate herself. And all that has been put aside as a right of a woman in Islam.
In the case of an Islamic marriage breaking down, the woman automatically receives 50% of everything that that marriage had owned together. And that concept didn't get into Western society until hundreds of years later.
Islam is a religion that really empowers women. It recognized women as individuals, as people who had the right to own property, as people who had the right to inheritance 1,400 years ago. I mean, these things may not seem like much now, but 1,400 years ago they were very big.
I think that probably any society or religion could be oppressive to women. I think maybe Islam is criticized more for being oppressive to women because of the way the religion asks them to dress, not forces them, because you really, no one can force you to do something like that.
So the oppression that people sometimes think that there is oppression is only because of the way they dress.
That's a false perception based on what the hijab represents to Western society.
I don't think that I am oppressed in terms of wearing hijab. I made this personal choice of my own.
You can't say they're not free. You can't say they're tied up. You can't say they feel different. They're proud of who they are.
I'm finding that a lot of the younger girls that are wearing them now, when I've spoken to them on the bus and subway and asked them why they wear it, they've turned and said, well, actually, you know what, it really is protective. It makes our fellow male classmates very respectful of us.
From a practical point of view, the hijab forces men particularly not to judge a woman by the physical beauty that God's given her, but to evaluate her and to assess her or to take her more seriously because of her mind and her intellect and her personality.
We are given choices. Like, I was given the choice if I wanted to wear hijab or not, and I made my own decision. I did at a point wear hijab, and I don't think Islam has been unfair or made decisions for women.
And just as on a personal note, I'm married to a woman who's a converted Muslim, and I got to tell you that most of the time she tells me what to do, so there's no oppression in this Islamic marriage.